I'll go as far as saying this: if you don't have these three habits in your life, it's most likely you will not become a very successful person or just a attractive person overall. So these three habits, I think everybody in the world should have to some extent or in any kind of form, and whether it be like young, old, male, female, everybody should have some form of these three habits. So the number one habit is reading or getting education, like getting life education other than, you can say, like the school education or things like science and all those kind of things. Like you must be getting education like that, which can be from self-help books, which still comes into reading, or even like some good fictional books that teach you like life lessons, which like The Alchemist, or like podcast. Because I cannot describe it into words what this kind of like education does to you in the subconscious. Because like there's one thing is like if you read a book and the title is like How to Win Friends and Influence People, after reading that you'll understand like, okay, this is how you like make friends and talk and things like that. But this is not the effect that I'm talking about. Because when you start educating yourself on these kind of things, like soon you become the kind of person who knows every single thing. Like for me, right now I can talk about every single item in my room and talk about it like for 30 minutes and probably tell you something which you don't know about that item. And this is not like, I'm not saying this to brag about it or anything, but the thing is like this kind of personality that you become after that, it is just rewarding in every way of life. But once you start actually taking knowledge like this from any kind of like source, like podcast or reading, whatever, but once you start taking this knowledge in every single day or do it like consistently, you really get surprised at the amount of knowledge like your single brain can remember. Like I understand that brain is a computational thing, right? Like it is a problem solving mechanism, but the thing is its memory is infinite. Like I can't, like sometimes people ask me about something and I tell them like what I know, and they say to me like, how do you know about everything, or like how do you even know about this topic, like it has nothing to do with you or anything like that. And I sometimes get surprised myself that like where did I get this from, and I can't even remember most of the time because I probably read it in like some book or like a few years ago, which I don't even remember from where, but it is in me right now. And that's just something that you can't get from anywhere else. So this is why I think reading or getting like life education, we can call it, from in your like early days or in general, is a really good thing. The number one thing which I would say is fitness, and this is especially like specific to young people or teenagers. Like of course everybody should stay fit, but the reason I say that you should like really grind out fitness when you're a teenager, and that can mean anything. Like I'm not saying specifically go to the gym. Like you can do martial arts, you can do like hardcore sports like football or anything like that. But the thing is, at this point of your body, like at this point of your life as a teenager, your body building its foundation, right? So if you have good stamina and a good amount of muscle mass in your teenage years, that will carry out for the rest of your life, no matter how, like if you leave fitness or not. So that's the second thing, like anything that gets you fit and you can really push your body to the limits. Now I won't be talking about this as much, like I'm talking about the other things, because like everybody can understand why fitness is good and why fitness is important. But the main thing that you might not know before is that if you do fitness really good in your teenager years, it will carry out for the rest of your life, and you will always be better than the person who hasn't done fitness. And like let's say you're 45 years right now and you have a friend who's 45 and he didn't do fitness in his teenage years, but you did do it fitness in your teenage years, and both of you never worked out after that, you'll still be better than him. So that's how much like it really extends out in your life. And the last thing that I would say is any kind of habit that involves creativity, which can be writing, painting, even dancing. Because if you're not creating anything out of your own mind, like you can be as productive as you can be. Like for example, if you have to like write out a script and that's your job, like that is also being productive and you're still like creating something. But I'm talking about actual genuine creativity in which you have to tap into your imagination. Because I feel like when you do these kind of things, like your childish spark never leaves your body. That's why if you like ever meet artistic people who like do art for a living, they always have this kind of good energy, unless like they're depressed or they're like a poet or something. But that's not what I'm talking about. Like people who paint a lot, like usually these kind of people are really joyful, and they have this like really lively nature about them which you don't really find in anybody else. So if you want to maintain that, I would highly suggest that do creative things, any creative thing, but just do it consistently, do it regularly. And these are the like three main habits that I think everyone should have in their life.